All right, so with 86, I listen, this is a very popular anime this season. You've probably heard about it if you're watching this video. I think, this is probably without having read the light novels, this is probably a fantastic adaptation. No doubt about it. I thought the visuals, the soundtrack, especially the soundtrack, the opening, the ending, it's all good. It's all good. The presentation is nice. Not a lot of bad frames. There's some CGI in this anime. Still looked good. Still looked good. A1 Pictures delivered a nice package to us. Here is because, let's just throw out the hot take. Let's just give it to you. Here's the issue. It just didn't connect with me personally. The art, the sound, the voice actors, great. Great. I mean, this anime has all the makings to be a great anime this season. I understand why it's number one in the rankings, why people are watching it, why people are loving it. For some reason, this first 11 episodes just didn't resonate with me. I don't know what it is. It's very plot driven, but with that plot and we'll discuss this, it gets a little repetitive. It certainly gets melodramatic at times. And even though it gives you some good world building, the world building is good. I think it excels more as a drama. This really excels as a drama, but the world building is not enough for me to be invested. The main enemy that they're facing in this anime is the Legion. And after 11 episodes, I feel like we don't know shit about them. One of the biggest positives I can say about the show is that I do feel like Lena is a great protagonist. We're not going to go over the synopsis of the story, but we're just going to go straight into it. What we thought about it. Great protagonist and her squadron that she looks over. There's a lot of them in the beginning, and a lot of names, a lot of characters thrown at you. There are a couple that stand out at you, but overall, the only real character I loved in the show was Lena, honestly. And there are some really tense moments. And again, it's presented beautifully. I think I said in a couple episodes ago, it's like going to a 5-star restaurant, sit down at a nice table, you get great service, the atmosphere is nice. You look at the menu, everything looks good, everything looks clean. You order, again, you're new to the restaurant, you order what you think you like. It comes out, it looks great, it smells great. You take a bite, not as good as you thought it would be. And you could see why the person you went with, your guest, your date, loves that dish, but the dish doesn't suit your taste buds. Everyone has their own individual taste buds. The dish doesn't suit your own taste personally. So that is my personal thoughts on the series. I would love to hear your thoughts as a whole on 86. What did you think of this anime, Germs? Don't hold back. What'd you think?
Yeah, it's very interesting how this series went. If you look back and you see like our first like 6, 7, or probably the first 6 weeks, you'd see me saying the same thing over again. I'm loving I'm loving the world building that's going on. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. The fights look great. The same thing as James just said. And I was just saying every week over and over again, it's just not hooking me. I don't know. Like I'm just waiting each week for the one that hooks me. It's good stuff. Every week I'm like, okay, this is good stuff. I'm waiting for it to really hook me. Something really spicy to go get me. I just never bit. I never bit the hook. So
Yep.
it's great. I can see a lot of the reasons why people like it. I can see and feel and hear all the great things about the series, but it just doesn't hit me. It just doesn't hook me. I just didn't enjoy. At the end, I'm like, it's like just waiting. You're going up and up on the roller coaster. I'm like, okay, I'm so excited to see, so excited, and it just kind of just, It's
The dip isn't big enough. It's not a big enough fall, It's just kind of like a little dips in the ride. Not enough for you to want to get back on that ride, would you say?
Oh, I definitely wouldn't want to get back on this ride. Maybe the second season, maybe if I see the trailer and see how it is, I'm like, okay, maybe it's done what it needs to for me to be able to get right back in. But currently, how and especially how it ends, it's just like, eh. I don't have any love for this series. I don't have any desire for this series. I feel like I've already seen all the things this show had to give me. I don't know. It just that's
Yeah,
just how that's
let me comment on the way the series ends. And again, this is spoiler free. I'm not getting into anything specific here. I'm just talking about my own thoughts and feelings about it. Nothing that would, nothing specific at all. But A1 Pictures, you guys didn't end the series where you needed to. Yes, I know it's going to be two cores. I know that we're going to get another core, another 11, 12, 13, whatever it is, episodes. But the fact that it's not continuous, we're ending this review is the first 11 episodes. We don't know if the next core is going to be season 1 part 2 or just season 2 or whatever, however they want to title it, right? But we're just reviewing this first batch of 11 episodes. This is all we have, right? And so this first batch of episodes just doesn't do it. For me personally, again, I totally understand why people love this. I get it. I see it. Like I can tell that they put a lot of time and energy into this. I can tell it's a labor of love. I can tell it's a great adaptation. This is probably a really good adaptation if you love the source material. We did not read the light novel before coming into this, and it just didn't hook us in the way we wanted it to. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
That's all. You know? It's weird. We agree a lot.
mm-hmm.
We agree a lot on the show.
I think there was a few episodes where we had to, I think it was an episode or two where we disagreed on what we
Yeah.
thought. But overall, just if you see week per
Overall,
week,
we agree. I think you hated it a little bit more than me. All right,
yeah.
so what do you give it out of 5? Be honest.
I'll
Don't
give
hold
it a
back.
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5?
If it was an actually just bad show, easily I'd just give it a 1. That's how I'll just give it. But I can see the reasons why it could be good, but just a 2 out of 5.
After 11 episodes, I feel like I watched the same thing over and over again a lot. I did, man. I really did. I don't think the pacing was slow. I think it's an episode count thing. The pacing was probably fine, but after those 11 that was not enough. That was like weird place to end it. We weren't hooked enough. This is something that you really need to get invested in. I don't know how long the light novel series is. I don't know if it's still going. I think it is, but this might be one of those slow burners that takes a while. But after 11, that's not this 11 was not it. You know what I mean? To get you hooked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Let's assume that the second season's the same, or like you hate it, or whatever. Maybe you don't watch it. Would you rewatch this first season? Like, is there any rewatchability of this first season for you? No,
Nope.
right?
0. I've already seen the show a few times already.
Yeah, and that's why I'm giving it a 3, because if the second season turns this thing around, I guess it'd be worth it to watch this. But like, you can't judge a series off of what it's going to be in the future. You have to judge it on what you got, right? Like it again. Going back to the dinner analogy, you can't judge your dinner experience off of your dessert. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
how good was your meal, your dinner meal, the main meal, the main dish? Don't talk to me about the dessert after the dessert that's going to come. What did you think of the dinner you had? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Once the dessert comes and you want to look at your entire experience at the restaurant, okay, now we can add in all of the factors, right? But we only have these 11 episodes. We only have this meal to chew on. And so I don't know if I'd rewatch. I don't think I'd rewatch this. You know what I mean? Like it didn't hook me. So,
Mhm.
all right. And then last question. So that's our review of the show. Not the biggest fans as you guys are, but please comment down below. How crazy are we on a scale of 1 to 10? How crazy are we? We know a lot of you guys loved it. Are we crazy for not loving it? Hey, we might be. If it did hook you, where did it hook you? Right? What are we missing? You know what I mean? We don't go into a series trying to hate it. We want to love it, but we also don't want to lie. We also want to give our honest thoughts on the Weeb Retreat. So it was announced that we are getting a special episode next week. I don't know if it's a recap episode. I don't know if it's a teaser for season 2. Are you even going to watch that, or
I'll watch it.
You gonna
Just to
watch it?
see.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So then, if you're gonna watch it, then we'll review it next week on the weekly roundup. But yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully, maybe it gives us a teaser for season 2. I mean, listen, I know the light
Zero
novel
idea.
readers know that it gets good, and they swear it gets good, and I'm just, I'm wondering, where does it get good? Where does it get good? All right. So that is our review of 86. First show on the weekly roundup to conclude.